Hey guys, welcome back to Eric Reacts with more Stranger Things. This is Season 1, Episode 3. And I've run into a lot of issues with editing this series. Copyright issues with the first two episodes. Re-rendered it so many times, taking up time from when I could actually be working on editing things, so that it wouldn't be blocked on YouTube. For some reason, it's okay on Patreon. Perhaps the videos there are unlisted, that's why. But I think I might have figured out the trick to not getting these videos blocked. For Game of Thrones, it's super easy. As long as you're under 10 minutes, you're fine. For other shows, as long as the clip you use is under 30 seconds, and there are at least 5 seconds in between when the clips take place, you're fine. With Stranger Things, it seems to be 20 seconds. I think that's it, so hopefully I won't have any problems going forward. Anyway, that's just for people who are interested in what I do with the editing and whatever. But yeah, I really need to see what happened to Joyce. Was it only Will in there, or was there something else that could hurt her too? And what is this Demogorgon-like monster that's after Will? And is it the same one that attacked Barb? It seems like it might be. I really want to see how the story progresses with Elle and the rest of the kids. I don't know how long they can keep this up, hiding Elle away. It seems like it'd be impossible to integrate her into like everyday life, like going to school and playing with other kids outside. Like, people are after her, and there's trauma that needs to be dealt with. But it's definitely cool to see Mike act as a sort of teacher for her, though. I feel like the need to take care of somebody else forces you to grow up very fast, as we saw with Jonathan. And now Mike is in that situation, too. But yeah, guys, if you want to watch the full reaction with the footage, be sure to check out Patreon and the link in the description below. There's also an early access tier, so you can watch next week's episode right after this one. But let's begin. Oh, she's alive. What is that on the ground? Oh, is this its lair or something?
Nancy?
Oh god. You can't just switch me to sexy times when it's... Oh, there's a ladder here? What the... Wait, it's the pool. But it's not the pool. It's like an alternate reality. Holy, what the hell? She dead? That is not the face of somebody who is happy about her decisions. Is it?
See you tomorrow, okay? It's Will.
She's right, but to everybody else, she's gonna see him unhinged.
He's trying to talk to you.
He's through the lights.
Mom.
I know. just watch.
Binoculars from Nam. Army knife also from Nam. Hammer, camouflage bandana, and the wrist rocket.
You're gonna take out
Wrist
the
rocket.
Demogorgon with a slingshot?
First of all,
It's a wrist rocket.
So we got nutty bars, bazooka, peds, Smarties, rainbows, yellow wafers, apples.
You look so done.
Seriously, use your powers, okay?
Everybody's so done with him.
Not a dog.
Yeah.
If you get hungry, eat Dustin's snacks, okay?
Michael!
Coming!
Come
You know those power lines? Meet us there, after school.
After school?
Yeah, 3:15.
What's time?
Oh, I didn't tell anyone.
I know. But what about like Tommy and Carol and them?
You're being paranoid.
I'm sorry.
No, it's cute.
Don't make her anxiety cute. She finished all of it already? I get this. She's making it fly now. Yes, awesome. Really heart. Oh, she loves the lazy boy. This is actually really heartwarming. He-Man. She's fascinated. Oh no, it's hurting her. Christmas. The Christmas lights? Oh my god. What, not long enough? Oh my god.
You remember anything about that night?
Not much to remember. Called it off.
Cause the storm. Yeah, a lot of rain that night. See any rain on that tape?
Ooh.
What are you thinking?
They're hiding something. Good instincts.
But they're lying.
She's not a superhero. She's a weirdo.
She could be.
What does that matter? The X-Men are weirdos.
You love her so much, why don't you marry her?
What are
Wow.
you talking about?
Probably looking for their missing friend.
That's not funny. It's serious. He's in danger.
I hate to break it to you, Toothless, but he's not in danger. He's dead. That's what my dad says. Said he was probably killed by some other queer.
Oh,
Watch where you're going, frog face.
All right.
jeez. You're doing this at school?
Hey.
Hey.
Uh-oh. Nice transition. Wow.
You could have at least called, said, Marissa, hey, it's not gonna work out. Sorry I wasted your time. I'm a dick.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
The librarian.
What? What about the librarian? Terry Ives suing? They took my daughter. I trust Joyce when she says she senses Will, but still worried about Holly now. Aw, it's like a light show for her.
Hey! She shouldn't be here.
Yeah, this isn't creepy at all.
I was looking for my brother.
No, this is called stalking.
What's going on?
Who's the starring lady?
What?
Here you go, man. Come on, let's go. The game's about to start.
Hey, Nat!
Barb.
Come on.
Aww. What is she feeling? Flashback. Oh no. They made her do stuff to living. And what, you're gonna punish her for this? Every little thing is traumatic to her. It's... Oh! His neck. Oh my god.
Incredible.
Friends tell the truth.
Oh.
Mouth breather? A dumb person. A knucklehead. Mike. Yeah? I understand. Oh.
It's gonna be nothing. Never mind. If it is Will, how is he doing this?
Are you here? Okay, good. Are you alive? Are you safe?
No. Oh, look at that. Oh, nice, very nice. Jonathan's gonna think you're crazy, though.
It's Barb. I think something happened. Something terrible.
Dr. Martin Brenner. Who? Brenner. He runs Hawkins' lab. Okay.
He's like, come
Find
on.
that interesting? Hopper here. What do you got?
Why couldn't they call Hopper directly? What's going on? Oh, Barb.
This is where Will lives.
Hiding.
No. This is where he lives.
No,
He's missing from here. Understand?
no, he's hiding.
We are not
Hey,
calling
guys.
the cops.
Stop.
Guys!
Good. That's good. Come on.
Right here. Right here.
Right here. Right here. You.
Run? No. Run! Run! Oh. Oh, the cliff. I said it was foreshadowing. It's the kid. Will.
It's Will. It's really Will.
Mike? Mike? Mike, what? You're supposed to help us find him alive. You said he was alive. Why did you lie to us?
Stop.
Hey, come on, don't do this, man. Mike.
Mike, where are you going? Mike!
Shout above our heads. And we kiss. As though nothing could fall.
Is that his body? But he's... That doesn't seem right. God. Damn. Alright guys, I feel like I'm falling in love with this series already. There are just like so many interesting things going on. Just a few little tiny things I noticed. I just love how real that moment was when Mike's mom calls for him and he's like, coming! And then immediately goes back to talking in like a soft voice to Elle. I feel like a lot of people act a lot differently with their parents than with their friends. So that was really funny and it felt really real. And that transition from the dark room to Joyce's home was great. The light bulb and then the Christmas light. Interesting title for the episode though. Was not a jolly episode and had very little holly in it. But yeah, first we have our first real look at the monster. Barb tries to climb out of the pool, and we have confirmation that this is in fact another dimension, which brings up more questions. Did it learn to break through dimensions while in the lab and then broke out of the Department of Energy? They have the power to break through dimensions, so why not do it before? Why did it only start recently, essentially? And did the powers of one of the test subjects summon them? And I assume this is the same thing that took Will. Barb wasn't able to get away, but maybe Will got away after he got brought to the other dimension. And the monster almost got Holly halfway through the episode after it almost broke through the wall. It seemed to go away after Joyce showed up, though. It doesn't seem to want to come out when there's more than one person present. And looking back on the first two episodes, there are things that that I view differently now. Elle clearly knew about the monster and that it was a separate dimension. Like, she flipped over that D&D board to show that it's still the same board, but just another side of it. So, still the same location, just different dimension. The biological goo thing is actually residue from another dimension. It seemed to spread all over the place in that scene with Barb. And there are no electromagnetic powers, per se. That's just how things manifest in the main dimension when acted upon by the other dimension. So I was completely off there. But needless to say, the dimension breaking thing is completely consistent with grabbing that scientist in the lab and with grabbing Will. I was wondering how it got through to like different areas without opening a door or anything. But yeah. While there are some really like out there things happening in the background, we still have some really regular human things. Nancy is afraid that Steve was just using her for sex. I mean, Steve knew she was worried that he didn't actually care about her and he was just trying to get into her pants. So I wish he didn't just like fall asleep immediately after and at least try to check in on her a little. And Nancy was kind of broken up about it when she got back home. Like, her mother tried to talk to her and she was clearly shaken. Nancy was clearly shaken and felt like she couldn't talk about it, which I understand. Their family household doesn't seem like it's a toxic environment, but it does seem like the father doesn't seem to do much parenting, so the mother has to be the disciplinarian. So I understand it's hard for her kids to talk to her about personal things for fear of punishment or lecturing or judgment. That's why Mike didn't want to reveal Elle and why Nancy didn't tell her about having sex. So it's a rough situation. But yeah, parents tend to do the like you can talk to me thing, but that level of comfort with your parent is something very few people are able to actually achieve. I've read some literature and I have some thoughts on how to nurture that type of connection, but I don't know for sure, honestly. If I have kids one day, I'll see if it works. But I don't know. Nancy must feel kind of alone right now. Can't talk to her parents. Steve wasn't exactly all that helpful. Like, Barb is the only one she can turn to no matter what, so it's kind of hitting her really hard when she can't find Barb. Also, the fact that Barb only came out to the party because of her, I hope she doesn't take that the wrong way. I hope she doesn't be like, oh, this is what I get for sleeping with Steve. I that kind of thinking is messed up, and I hope it doesn't go that way. But then, yeah, the next day when she was a little anxious at school because she thought people knew Steve and her had sex, Steve said it was cute that she was paranoid. I was very uncomfortable with that. Like, he's charming, but like, don't make her paranoia and anxiousness into something that's you find attractive about her. That's really weird. He does just reassure her finally a little bit. So and she started brightening up a little bit. I think she might have been okay the rest of the day if it wasn't for Carol and Tommy being immature babies and making like fake sex noises at lunch. And then, of course, the big thing, Barb going missing. But Jonathan gets caught he gets caught with all those pictures. Like I said last episode, he shouldn't have been taking those pictures in the first place. At the same time, I didn't like seeing Steve break his camera. Like, I hold a lot of things against Steve that I'm guessing a lot of people don't, but I kind of didn't hold it against Steve that much. But it didn't feel good seeing Jonathan's camera get broken. That thing was probably expensive as heck, especially for someone whose family is struggling. I mean, Jonathan, it's hard to figure out how to feel about him now. Like, he's clearly not good at socializing, and I want to say it's because he's had to be an adult way too early in his life, and that's led him to be a little creepy. Like, it feels like he took those pictures because he was kind of longing for some sort of friendship and bond, but maybe I'm completely wrong and he's just doing this for like deeply perverted reasons. But I mean, either way, even if he didn't mean to, even if he's just doing it like innocently, that's making me lose my train of thought. Yeah, even if he's doing, Jesus. Even if his intentions are completely innocent, like what he's doing isn't harmless. Like, some people really won't feel safe in their own homes if they think somebody might be watching. At the same time, I don't want to crucify him just yet because I feel like he's probably the way he is because of circumstances completely out of his control. But yeah, it's difficult. It's still really cool to see Elle interact with things she's not used to, though. I don't remember what it's like to learn the concept of time. I was afraid Elle would look at the watch and not understand that like 3:15 comes right after 3:14. I was afraid she wouldn't know that after 12 p.m. comes 1 p.m. Like, how does that make sense if you haven't been exposed to these concepts before? She finishes all of Dustin's snacks, levitates the Millennium Falcon when she's alone and not when Dustin asked her to. That was really fun. It was actually really heartwarming to see her explore and learn about new things in a safe environment. She went back to the Lazy Boy, picked up the phone and hummed along to the dial tone. That was really great. Watched some TV, some He-Man. I actually haven't watched a single episode of He-Man, but I find it really funny for some reason. But yeah, it's still bad though, because a lot of different things still trigger horrible memories. A can of Coke and the cat. It was really hard to watch all of that. So I'm guessing she's also a Pepsi person and a dog person now too. But Hopper is out there doing a good job and sees articles on Dr. Brenner and the Department of Energy. And it seems like Brenner's MO is to kidnap children for experimentation. It's said that Terry Eves, I don't know how to pronounce that Ives last name. Terry Eves, had her daughter taken. So was that Elle or was that yet another test subject? But yeah, Hopper has some really good instincts. The other cops, not really getting the job done. It seems like Elle had her memory erased though. Like, the word friends seems like something you'd learn by the time you're 4. And then there was that scene where Elle was calling for her papa. Like, if she still remembered her father at that point, like, how does she not know everyday things? It's also possible, like, the Dr. Brenner imprinted himself onto her as her father. but I'm not sure. But either way, it's hard. It's so rough to see her going through like all this PTSD, all this trauma. It's rough to see her kill those two men holding her captive, and it took a lot of energy too. She was like bleeding from her nose and her ears. But the fact that she doesn't attack Dr. Brenner when he seems directly responsible for, or he seems most responsible for everything she's going through, that feels a little telling, and that's why I think he might be her father figure in that place. Yeah, Elle goes upstairs to Nancy's room also and sees a picture of Nancy and Barb. So I don't think she ever laid eyes on Will, but she knew that Will was taken. So does she know Barb was taken too? It's possible. Mike, Dustin, and Lucas get picked on at school again. Those bullies are really... oh my god. Like, Will is missing and they're using that to taunt his friends. Like, they're such entitled little I love that scene with Elle and Mike, though, where she gets him to open up to her about being bullied and tells him that she understands. That was really, really sweet. But she brings them to Will's home, and they start thinking that maybe she doesn't know anything after all. And they follow the sirens, and they see the police come upon Will's body. Hopper, you could feel Hopper... he was kind of like reliving the death of his daughter. He was just like, I couldn't... And I said in an earlier episode that the cliff was some sort of foreshadowing, but I don't think Will is dead. I mean, he was still hiding back at Joyce's home, sending her messages, and it's not like the people's souls could go to other dimensions while their bodies are sent somewhere else, right? I mean, I guess it could, but like it doesn't track logically. It just there'd be too many things to explain, and I don't feel like the show would do that. Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily dead, but the other explanation I can come up with doesn't fit like perfectly either. Like, it's possible the Department of Energy made a fake Will's body to try and cover up the situation, but one, how the heck do they have the technology for that? And two, how did they know what Will looks like and what he was wearing? I mean, this is sci-fi horror, so that could explain the first part. And I'm guessing they might have cameras in a lot of places, so maybe they caught a glimpse of him that night he disappeared to get his exact look and exact clothing. But we see Mike... we see a side of him we haven't seen before. He's still the compassionate and understanding boy he was, but he was not emotionally prepared to deal with Will dying, and it was really hard to watch him unload on Elle. I don't know where she goes for the night, though, if she can't go back to his house. She's not really safe anywhere, is she? But I think Will is still out there. I'm not sure about Barb, though. I think she might have been taken for good. And that's going to be rough for Mike and Nancy, too, I feel like. Like, just imagine if one of their friends comes back, but the other doesn't. I'm afraid there might be a little resentment there. Not, like, with each other, but with the situation. Yeah, I don't buy that Will is dead, but it was still really emotional to see all his friends and family breaking down like that. Oh, man. I barely talked about Joyce. I loved seeing her set up those Christmas lights and then writing the alphabet under them. That was really, really smart. And that moment when Will signaled to her run, that was really, really intense. And the monster crawled out of the wall. It kind of looks like a licker from Resident Evil 2. If you don't know what that is, Google it. It will give you nightmares. It might not give you nightmares. I've played a little bit of the remake with a friend, and the licker is scary as heck. It looks actually very, very similar to the monster in this show. But if you want to check out the next episode, or you want to watch the full episode reaction with the footage for this episode and the next, I've already posted them both on Patreon. Oh, I forgot to say, I think this episode so far was the best to me. I love the world building and the 80s feel and the nerd culture in the last two episodes, but this one really hit me like in the feels and was so much more about the characters and their emotions. Really, really liked it. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Can't wait to see what happens next, and if I'm right about Will. But yeah, check out Patreon if you want to see the next episode or a full reaction. Be sure to like, comment, and share, all that good stuff, and subscribe so you can check out next week's episode, and I'll put it up hopefully at 8 a.m. barring any copyright issues. I'm going to test my theory about the 20-second thing with this video. But thanks for watching. Bye, friends.